Gaki are hungry ghosts, Preta, suffering spirits from Buddhist cosmology. Spirits which live in horrible torment and are afflicted with constant suffering. They will try to eat anything, but are never able to find nourishment. They look vaguely human, but have distended, bulging bellies and tiny, inefficient mouths and throats. They inhabit a parallel realm called Gaki, a realm of suffering, starvation, and thirst. It is a barren place, full of deserts, wastelands, and other inhospitable terrain. Eternally hungry and thirsty. There are many kinds of Gaki, each of which suffers in a different way related to the sins he or she committed in a past life. Some are unable to eat or drink anything at all. Whenever they try to eat, the food instantly bursts into flames and vanishes. These Gaki are only able to eat food which has been specially blessed for them in Buddhist services. Some Gaki are able to eat only unclean things, such as feces, vomit, corpses, and so on. Others have no trouble eating anything they please. However, no matter how much they wolf down, their hunger and thirst are never sated. In some Buddhist traditions, a special ceremony called segaki is performed during the Obon season, to help ease the suffering of the Gaki. In this ceremony, offerings of rice and water are laid out on special altars, out of sight of any statues of the gods or Buddha. The Gaki are called to come and eat, while prayers are said to ease some of their suffering. The realm of the Gaki is considered one of the 4 unhappy rebirths. In the cosmology of birth and rebirth, the realm of the Gaki is only one step above the realm of Jigoku, the main difference between the inhabitants of Jigoku and the Gaki being that those in Jigoku are confined to their prison. Gaki may roam free as they suffer. Today, the word Gaki is also a very nasty term for a child. This comes from the perception of children always wanting more food and never feeling satisfied with what they get. According to Tibetan Buddhism, a person can be reborn in one of the 6 realms of rebirth. The 6 realms are as follows: rebirth as a deva, an asura, a human being, an animal, a hungry ghost, or a being in Naraka, hell. This 6-fold system is most commonly seen in Tibetan Mahayana Buddhism. In Theravada Buddhism there are only 5 realms, because the realm of the asuras not being regarded as separate from the realm of the devas. Tibetan, Rigs Drug Gi Sky Nars, some of which are better than others. One of these realms is being reborn as a Preta, hungry ghost. What determines which of these 6 realms one is reborn in, is one's previous actions and thoughts, one's karma. Briefly, these realms are described as follows. Deva realm. The Deva realm is the realm of bliss and pride. The disadvantage of this realm is that things are so very comfortable there, that these beings completely neglect to work towards enlightenment. Instead they gradually use up the good karma they had previously accumulated, and so they subsequently fall to a lower rebirth. The Deva realm is sometimes also referred to as the God's realm, because its inhabitants are so powerful within their own realm, that compared to humans, they resemble the gods of Greek or Roman mythology. However, while the Devas may be referred to as gods, they are not immortal, omniscient, nor omnipotent, and they do not act as creators or judges at death, so they are notably very distinct from the monotheistic Western concept of God. Asura realm. The Asura realm is the realm of the demigods. They are here because of actions based on jealousy, struggle, combat, or rationalization of the world. They may be here because in human form they had good intentions but committed bad actions such as harming others. The Asuras are said to experience a much more pleasurable life than humans. The Asura realm is also sometimes referred to as the Asura realm, Titan realm, jealous god realm, demigod realm, or anti-god realm. The Asuras are said to experience a much more pleasurable life than humans, but they are plagued by envy for the Devas, whom they can see just as animals can perceive humans. Asura is also sometimes translated as demon, fighting demon, those without wine, or frightened ghost, which can cause confusion because beings of the hell realm are also sometimes referred to as demons. Human realm. The human realm, also known as the Manuya realm, is based on passion, desire, and doubt. Buddhists see this realm as human existence. A human rebirth is in fact considered to be the by far most advantageous of all possible rebirths in samsara, because a human rebirth is the only samsaric realm from which one can directly achieve enlightenment. This is because of the unique possibilities that a human rebirth offers. A human rebirth is considered to have tremendous potential when used correctly, however human rebirths are very rare in occurrence. Many humans descend to a lower rebirth after a human life, rather than immediately going on to another human birth, because we usually waste our human lifetime in materialistic pursuits, and end up reinforcing our unhelpful emotions, thoughts, and actions. In the lower realms, such as for example the animal realm, it is a very slow and difficult process to accumulate enough merit to achieve a human birth once again, so it may be countless lifetimes before one has another chance. Animal realm. The animal realm is based on strong mental states of ignorance and prejudice cultivated in a previous life or lives. Buddhists believe that this realm is the realm of existence of the non-human animals on earth. Humans can, however, see the animals, in the same way that the Asura can see the Devas. Hungry Ghost Realm. The Hungry Ghost Realm, also known as the Preta realm, is a type of rebirth based on strong possessiveness and desire which were cultivated in a previous life or lives. This represents the fact that their desires torment them, but they are completely unable to satisfy themselves. In Tibetan Buddhism, hungry ghosts have their own realm depicted on the Bhavacakra and are represented as teardrop or paisley shaped with bloated stomachs and necks too thin to pass food, such that attempting to eat is also incredibly painful. Naraka realm. The Naraka realm, or Hell realm, is a rebirth based on strong states of hatred cultivated in a previous life or lives. The Buddhist view of the Naraka realm differs significantly from that of most monotheistic religions in that those being punished in this realm are not trapped permanently. Rather, they remain there until their negative karma is used up, at which point they are reborn into another realm. Relations between pretas and humans. Pretas are generally seen to be little more than nuisances to mortals unless their longing is directed towards something vital, such as blood. However, in some traditions, pretas try to prevent others from satisfying their own desires by means of magic, illusions, or disguises. They can also turn invisible or change their faces to frighten mortals. Generally, however, pretas are seen as beings to be pitied. Thus, in some Buddhist monasteries, monks leave offerings of food, money, or flowers to them before meals. In Japan, the Sanskrit word preta was translated as Gaki, Japanese, hungry ghost. In the modern times, the word Gaki is also used to mean spoiled child or brat. Since 657 CE, Japanese Buddhists have observed a special day in mid-August to remember the Gaki by making special offerings called segaki, feeding the hungry ghosts. Through this practice, it is believed that the hungry ghosts may be released from their torment. This ritual is traditionally performed to stop the suffering of the Gaki, or to keep the spirits of the dead from falling into the realm of the Gaki. The segaki may be performed at any time, but it is traditionally part of the Obon, a festival held every year in July or August to remember the dead. Due to Western influence, however, the ceremony is today often held around Halloween. According to legend, the segaki began as a way for Moggallana, on instruction of his master, the Buddha Sakyamuni, to free his mother from Gakidu, the realm of the Gaki. Alternatively, Sakyamuni ordered Moggallana to preach the Lotus Sutra or to travel to hell himself, a feat that resulted in the escape of all Gaki into the world and necessitating the segaki to force them to return to their realm.
Right out of Kobold Press's Creature Codex, a wretched spirit at once both emaciated and bloated, stuffs huge handfuls of filth from a dung heap into its gaping, toothy maw. Gaki rarely hunt mortal creatures. Though the Gaki can kill mortal creatures and devour their flesh, they find the rancid taste of carrion far more appetizing. Appetizer. When Gaki do attack humanoids, it is because that mortal is keeping it from eating. Gaki curse to eternally feed on feces, for instance, stalk outside outhouses, and viciously attack the creatures, relieving themselves within. That'll make for a great trip to the bathroom, as the Gaki believes the creatures are guarding their rightful meal. They have an aura of famine. If a creature starts its turn within 10 feet of a Gaki, it is overwhelmed by a hunger that dissolves fat and atrophies muscle. Make a DC 14 Constitution saving throw, or you take 2d10 of necrotic damage on a failed save and half as much on a successful one. They also have a gluttonous attraction. At the start of its turn, if a creature can see the Gaki, it must make a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw. On a fail, it is overcome with a desire to kill and eat the ghost, and it must move as close to the Gaki as possible. They have Hungry Frenzy also. The Gaki has advantage on melee attack rolls against any creature that doesn't have its full hit points. A variant is the Jikininki. It's the spirit of a selfish or blasphemous person now cursed to feed on fresh human flesh. They remember all the details of its past life. It despises its accursed state, but nonetheless it is compelled to kill and feed. A Jikininki has a challenge rating of 9, and when it deals damage with its bite attack, it regains hit points equal to the damage dealt by that attack. It also gains immunity to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage for non-magical attacks. So once again, bring a magic weapon. Now another hungry ghost is the Preta. The Preta, depends on how you pronounce that, I guess. This emaciated creature smacks its withering lips in hungry anticipation as it reaches out with taloned claws. In many traditions, the Preta is a pitiful creature suffering maddening hunger that can never be satiated. They are often servants to blood cultists or ghouls. While some only desire love or food or companionship, the dangerous Preta are the ones who hunger for blood. These Preta roam the countryside, picking off travelers or isolated farmers. They use their invisibility and master of illusion to mask their approach until it's too late for their prey to flee. Now, they come in as a CR rating 3 as opposed to the Gaki, which is interesting, being that the Gaki just want to eat shit and the Preta want to drink blood. Preta has a multi-attack. It uses its blood siphon. It then makes 2 attacks with its claws. And the blood siphon is the Preta magically draws the blood from a target it can see within 30 feet into its ever-hungry mouth. Target must succeed on a DC 13 Constitution saving throw. It takes 7 points, well, 2d6 points of necrotic damage. The Preta regains hit points equal to half the necrotic damage dealt.
Etherealness. The Preta magically enters the ethereal plane from the material plane, or vice versa. It is visible on the material plane while it is in the border ethereal, and vice versa. Yet it can affect or be affected by anything on the other plane. Hidden illusionist. The Preta turns invisible until it attacks or uses blood siphon, or until its concentration ends as if concentrating on a spell. While invisible, it leaves no physical evidence of its passage, leaving it traceable only by magic. Any equipment the Preta wears or carries is invisible with it. While invisible, the Preta can create small illusory sounds and images like the minor illusion spell, except it can create either 2 images, 2 sounds, or 1 sound and 1 image.
Now, if you stuck around this long through the whole presentation, I thank you. Clearly, the ice cream man is not leaving the front of my house as he tries to entice me away from my carnivore and alcohol diet. So I will say thank you very much, and we'll see you real soon with some more monstery goodness. Stay frosty and aware. Thank you very much. For ice cream!
The ice cream man is coming! More! More! Throw down some money! The ice cream man is coming! Then your mother come to the window and be throwing change. She's saying, "Get your father toasted almond bar, and get your brother icy, and get yourself vanilla cone, and bring back my change." And you catch all that shit and run down the street, top speed, chasing the ice cream truck going, "Ice cream!" Ice cream man always drove extra block though. And I know he's seen us and shit, but I think he just be in the car with his friends saying, "Watch me make how fast I make these motherfuckers run." You be behind him doing 50 going, "Ice cream!" You stop, you be all went out of wind. Ice cream man, can I have this? I want this over here, and a toast on by my father, and give me this ice over here, and vanilla cone. Thank you, ice cream man. Thank you, ice cream man. Thank you, and you get your ice cream. I get my ice cream. I remember I would get my ice cream, and I didn't eat it. I sang for a little while, you know.